Mingalawa, everyone. Thank you for attending the class. Today, Sayadaw will begin with the teaching of the Pāli pronunciation from 5:30 to 6, and then beginning from 6 to 7, Sayadaw will begin teaching the class on the 31 planes of existence again. Sayadaw, can we please go to the next slide? Thank you. So Sayadaw, I would like to invite you to please lead us in paying homage to the Buddha.
Okay, thank you, good teacher. Let's start our class reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw. We would now like to invite Sayadaw to begin the Pāli pronunciation class. Please.
Let's start our first session of studying Pāli pronunciation and how to read Pāli text in Roman alphabet. So usually in Pāli pronunciation, even our own language still have difficulty to pronounce correctly. And also, I'm sorry to say that still we have some controversy even in the Pāli scholar how to pronounce in some case, but it doesn't matter. It is only a few cases and we can pronounce correctly generally. So here this page mentions how to keep our pronunciation system by following the character of here. This is the English character, and this is Tamil alphabet. So there are 8 Pāli vowels. We should not forget it. We have to keep all R, E, E, U, E, O. Only 8 Pāli. But for the vowel, 33. So here altogether in Myanmar 33 end with A, but in Pāli it is end with an, which is called Nikahita. It can be in because this less consonants of can come together with A, it, U, 3 short vowel. So if come with A, it become an, and come with it, become in, and come with U, become O. No, if we remember this, here let me introduce a combination of consonants and vowel. So consonants alone cannot pronounce because, as I mentioned in former class, consonants only the half period of the one blink. So half period of one blink is cannot pronounce clearly. That's why it's usually combined with the vowel, any vowel. So at least short vowel have the periods for one blink times. Then together with the short vowel, it become 1.5 blink times. So we can pronounce ga and become ga and a become ga. And it become with long diga, which is called diga. Long vowel have the 2 blink time. So together with the consonants, it becomes the 2.5 blinks time. So you have to consider how long it should be. So ga like this, ga short, ga like that. And the same way, with the short vowel of it becomes ki and ki, good and gu. So the last 2 vowels, A and O, both of them are considered as their loud vowel. That is why that should be longer. Ki, not ki. It's become ki. It's similar, different from the pronunciation of English alphabet. Only ki. Ki is short in English pronunciation. Yeah. In Pali pronunciation, we have to make longer into double. So ki and ko. In Myanmar, we pronounce clearly ko with the o, but actually in Roman pronunciation, usually is pronounced similar to the o like this. So Namo in Roman pronunciation, but in Myanmar, Namo like this, they're quite different. So if we follow one system, we have to keep the consistency of the pronunciation system in one. Otherwise, we are going to Myanmar tradition way of pronunciation and sometimes come back to international and then back and forth, become more confusing. So here, if we combine with ka, etc., also become ka, ki, ku, ke, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, like this. So not difficult in that case. And okay, just a few pronunciation introduction for the double consonants. Here, before we read the text, we need to know the techniques. Yep, double ka in Myanmar, double ka like this. So ka and ka, and lower consonants and upper consonant make it double. But in English here, k is ka and making double. How we know in English they are double? So we know without the vowel. Here after ka, there is no vowel. That's why the ka depends on the vowels of another ka. So that's why we understand in English this ka are double ka. Okay. So and in the double ka, what happened? The pronunciation system become different for the former one, the preceding one. If there is any ka, so become other than ka, become kek ka. So the former one changed to the hard pronunciation with the aspiration, and ka changed to kek like this. A changed to e because of the double consonants follow. Then also here, k is ka and kh ka. So coming together without any vowel between these two consonants become the double vowel. And also here, y refers to the in Myanmar is yapin. So ya become kya pronounced as a ja. Ja in Roman pronunciation, in Myanmar pronunciation ja. So here also ja and kri, k-r-i, ra, so ka ra i kri, and ka la a kla. We say that now ka is only a short period because it is only half and depends on the vowel ending vowel followed to L. So kala, like this. And in the Pali pronunciation, V consonant become waswe in Myanmar. So KVA, kwa, and kwa, here, cha, and gra, ni chora, brahma, like this. B, if become is BRA, bra, like the Brahma. So Brahma, rhyme of existence, if we say that. Then also here, this one, and with the dot on it, it become nga in Myanmar. So NKA. So we will see how to pronounce, because we just need to know before we pronounce in the text, just the formation here. And this is the end of the first line, nga and ka, at this. So others pronunciation, we can understand by seeing this, and we need to check back when we read in the text. So I'm just trying to introduce for a short. Okay, so Y represent and Ya, and R represent Rat. If you can remember, it's okay for this this slide. And let's go for the different. Okay, so this is the same, and different making WR for the different here. Cha and Cha. Cha and Cha, not the same one. The Cha is the first one and Cha is second one. So, and also here, Ja and Ja. But you know, if we see the vowel as a consonant system, okay, let me check here. The consonants, the first line we call the Paṭamā group. The first line consonant, when we make WR, if just go formally, just come in formal parts and followed by the second one. So it never cup. Cup is followed by ga, so it never come. First line come first like this. So for the third and fourth also, ga and ga, when they are combined together, they follow the consequence according to this sequence. Never God, this God become fast. So they never change the order. Here, Ja and Ja also, if we make a doubling, and we can see the Ja come first and Ja follow in this way. And here, Da and Da also can be Da and Da. So never come Da here, this Da never come first. And this is the system, how we make the doubling. And sometimes we can understand this is spelling a mistake or something, because if we understand the formation, how they form, and we understand. Okay. And also here, this is the 3 vowel triple consonant. N, T, V. But here N connected to the previous one in this case. And when we reach the text, we will see. And also this one, 3 consonants. In this case, we can find the Indriya Pachayo like this. Indriya, because N consonant connected to the following it become in, and D and R with the consonant. If we add here, it Indriya or Indriya like this. Okay, so we can read to the text, better to learn through the text. So we have read the first 2 lines, yeah, ekam samayam, and this is called Nikahida. And as I said, the Nikahida, when we pronounce Nikahida, we should close our mouth. And this is very important if we are in case of the Samanera ordination. If Samanera ordination, in case if the candidate for Samanera recite this one with the open mouth, it is considered as the Saranagamana action is not accomplished well. And also, he is not becoming Samanera. Very important case. For the lay people, it doesn't matter if they can regard it by themselves as I'm taking refuge to the Buddha, it's okay. But in case the official activity of the Samanera ordination, it is very important, vital important. So if any word drop or any word is not pronounced systematically, that action is considered as not successful activities. So By practicing Pali pronunciation correctly, we can wipe out our doubt in these kinds of activities. So here, we have to close our mouth for a while. After closing, it seems a little bit, the push. So because we cannot directly pronounce the other. Ikam, samayam, like this here, samayam, also same. Bhagava, Paranasiyam, Viharadi, Isi Badani, Migadai, Migada, here da is longer, ka, then compared to ka. Migadai, here, two consonants come together without any vowel, so we pronounce tattara, other than ta-tara, because two consonants, if they come two consonants together, the formal consonant connected to the formal syllable. So here T connected to TA, so become tat, other than ta, become tat. So if the consonant, the following consonant is with a hard sound, like a ka and ka, ta, ta, like this, other than la or ma, la, ma of the engine, ma, nya, na, na, ma, we call the engine fights in there, in the table, the fifth row, ma, nya, na, na, ma, they are considered as the soft sound, and also la. And so if the other hard sound comes, we pronounce a to at. It changed to h, that is, it changed to h, and u changed to ot. And also a changed to ita, like this. And also all not changing. Okay, here ta changed to tat. So tattara, we pronounce that tattara, not tattara. And here tattara, tattara ko bhagava. Here pancha p two are, okay, sorry. The pronunciation of pancha is and here the ending was second line, fifth one. So we call nya and c is ja, the first one of second line. So coming together without any vowel between these two consonants. That's why here pa changed to pan. So pancha, like this, pancha, because this is soft sound, not changing to back, changing to pan, like this. So pancha, vakiya, here G become double. A double G, because this is hard sound, what changed to what? So vakiye. So pancha vakiye. Pancha vakiye. And also here bhikkhu. Bhikkhu. Bhikkhu here B-H-I-B. Only B-H-I is B. But followed by there double K and KH. So K and KH is double consonant. That is why the former consonants of K connected to the following the formal syllable. So B changed to big. So bhikkhu, like this. B changed to big, bhikkhu. So pancha vakiye bhikkhu or bhikkhu amandesi. In this case also N and T without any vowel, they are considered as their double consonants. So N connected to MA. So ma changed to man because N is the soft sound. Soft sound consonant. That man, amandesi, like this. So aman, other than ama, so amandesi. Okay, let's recite these two sentences together. Ekam samayam bhagava paranasiyam viharati isi padani migadayi tatra kho bhagava paññādhikālaṅkāra bhikkhu amandesi. Okay, and we here D and V, two consonant together, so it become dwa. D V become dwa because V in Myanmar it is called waswe. So da waswe dwa, so dwa, and with the A dwe, so dwe me bhikkhavi, yeah, and the formal consonants connected to the formal wa. That's why change to an. So anta papajidena na sevitaba, here double part B. So that's why ta change to ta. So na sevita, but na sevi we have to pronounce na sevita. Na sevita ba dvime bhikkhavi anda papajidena na sevita ba. Then katame dvi yo jayam. So ja yam, we have to close our mouth. Yo jayam kamesu kama sukhalika nuyogo. Here in this case, KH ka. This ka followed by double consonant L. So that's L is the soft vowel. That's why other than cut become we need to pronounce kal. So kama sukhan lika nuyogo, like this. Kama sukhan, not cut, right? So here also hino gamo, not gap, because L, M, and the fifth column consonants are considered as the soft vowel. So consonants, okay, sorry. But here orthogenico, we have to pronounce ortho, here po and tu. But in connection with the double consonants followed by and tu, it becomes to. So tu change to to. Orthogenico, anario, anatta samhido. Anatta here, T and TH coming together, T connect to the former one, not change to nat. Anatta samhido, right here, sam and hido. Anatta samhido, yo jayam, attakilamata, nuyogo, dukho, anariyo, anatta samhido. In this way, we can pronounce not difficult Pali pronunciation. If you become used to reading the Romanized alphabets, Roman alphabets, it becomes easier to pronounce correctly in international Pali. But still, if you are using the Myanmar alphabet and trying to pronounce in international Pali pronunciation, still difficult. Okay, here let's read three sentences. Dvime bhikkhavi anda papajidena na sevitaba kadame dvi yo jayam kamesu kamasukhan lika nuyogo hino gammo orthogenico anariyo anatta sanhido yo jayam Atakila matanu yogo dukho anariyo anatasanhito. Then come here. Okay, this will be the last sentence we read. And E and T-E-T. E-T, we pronounce that. E-T, ko, bhikkhave. Here you ut, so ubo, andi, anupagama. So ga change to gam because of the double So anupagama. Majjhima, here M-A ma, but with the double consonant J become much. Majjhima Paṭivedha Tathagatina Abhisambuddha Chakku Karani Jnana Karani Upasamaya Abhiññāya. Here in this case, nya, double nya. Double nya become a bit. So because of it is followed by double nya, it's become the pain. So not only be abhiññāya, it's not abhiññāya, it's become abhiññāya. We pronounce that abhiññāya. So upasamaya abhiññāya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvodhati. Okay, so let's recite this one together. Iti ko bhikkhave ubo andi anupagama majjhima paṭivedha tathagatina abhisambuddha chakku karani jnana karani upasamaya abhiññāya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvodhati. Okay, I hope in next week, this session, the first session, we can recite it continuously for the the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And in some cases, if we need to emphasize, I will make a note and I will explain. And other place, we can continue our reading, and through the reading, we become used to how familiar how to pronounce and become comfortable. Okay, so as a conclusion of this session, let's recite together. Yeah, I think we are better to unmute all and recite together so that we can hear each other.
We will now unmute everyone if you want to.
Okay, let's
Ekam Samayam Bhagava Varanasiyam Viharte Isipati
Adage
Tattara
Trako
Bhagava Pancavagi Bhikkhu Amantasi Vime Bhikkave
Anta
Antapattana
Dena
Kame Dve Nukaye
Katame
Kamisu
Sayang
Masukri
Pāḷi Kanu
Namo
Janiko
Ariyo
Anata
Samito
Amnito Okayam Atakilamat Doku
Ariyo Samito
Eteko
Begaway
Anupagama Majjhima Paṭipatti
Akatena
Here the your giant see the consonants. Yeah, because here already got okay. Your giant kamisu. Okay, very good. Okay, let's start here our Pāļi session. And if you have any question for Pāļi, you can ask or not. Have to know.
Sunday, may we have the copy of the notes that we just read? The Masacha, the one that we just read. We don't have a digital copy of it yet.
Oh, okay. So I will send it. Sorry, I thought I already sent. Better to have, and you can practice.
Yes.
Good.
If you like to take a break Monday, we can wait for you. I will throw in the next agenda slide.
Okay, good. Let's send it.
Thank you, Sayadaw, for the Pāļi pronunciation lesson. We would now like to invite you to begin the next lesson.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, are you ready for Abhidhamma? Can we start the Abhidhamma study co-producer?
Yes, please, Bandi.
Okay. Here, this is a slide for the 31 plane of existence. So we have studied the former parts or explain about the 31 plane of existence. Here, when I explain, there three highest noble person is placed, but there in the former slide when we share, I make the mistake here. Other than sort of Anagami Pralatana, it was from us there Anagami Megathana. Here I already corrected, and also if you print out and you need to make change here, Anagami Pralatana. And thank you for your final spiral mystic, Xiali and the organizers. Okay, so and 31 plane of existence you have to remember as the Kama Vachara 11, Rupa Vachara, and 16, Arupa Vachara 4. And also more information, Asanya Satta does not have any materialities, only the group of materialities. The process of materiality alone is called the beings, because it is produced by the karma. Their materiality is not only produced by their temperature, is also have their types of materiality produced by the karma in the beings, in that being. That's why they are called the beings, asanya, satta. And for the arupa realms, only mental process arise. There's no materiality at all. The other 26 are considered as their combination of two processes. The beings are combination of two processes. Okay, let's move on. I already explained about them. 4 apayas, and also the 7 blissful planes. The 7 blissful planes we call the Kama Sukati. So the sensual planes divided into 2, 4 woeful state and 7 blissful planes of existence, Sukati and Dukati. So the apaya, translated as woeful state, are called in Pāļi Dukati. Du and Kati. Du is not really good. It is the woeful. Du, and the opposite of Du is Su. So Sukati. Yeah, Kama Sukati, called the sensual blissful. So Dukati, Sukati. And Dukati, woeful 4, and Sukati, blissful 7. Altogether 11 sensual plane of existence. But for the higher Brahma realm, there's no Dukati, only Sukati. That's why if we classify Dukati and Sukati, for the 31 plane of existence, we get the 4 Dukati, and the others 27 are considered as Sukati. So Sukati and Dukati classification. So according to this classification, there will come when we study about the individual, the name will be given Sukati and Dukati, like this. Okay, so here about the Manusa, human realm, we already finished, and also about the sensual sphere heaven. So the heavenly beings are divided into 2. One group is the Deva, which is called translated as the God or something in English. Actually, what we use God will be different from the God from the other religions. In other religion, God is creator, but here, gods, we call Devas, are not the creator of the being. Also, they themselves are included the types of beings, so Devas. And also the higher beings are called the Brahma. We don't translate the word Brahma, just keep the term of Pāļi, so Brahma. And this slide mentioned about them as 6 sense-sphere heavens and sense-sphere Devas. And okay, let's continue to the Brahma, about the Brahma. So 16 Rupa Vachara Bhumi, 16 5 material sphere. These are the plane of existence to be born for those type of beings who accomplish or who is successful in the concentration meditation practice up to the jhana level. So if you practice concentration meditation at the beginning, you develop your concentration in the level of sensual planes. That is sensual plane of consciousness. The consciousness belongs to the sensual plane. that is Kama Vachara concentration. But if you are successful up to the certain level, it is called the jhana. When the meditator attains the jhana, and after this life, he will reborn in the Brahma realms according to the level of jhana he or she attains. So if the meditator attains the first jhana after this life, if he is not loosened for any case, and he can maintain until he died of this life, at the last moment of this life, then power of jhana sent him to the Brahma realms. So if meditator attain the first jhana, he will be reborn any of 3 first jhana realms. So Brahmas, Brahma refers to the Mahabrahma. That's why the first one is retinue, the second one is the minister. But they does not need to perform the specific activity. They can enjoy their life there by the power of jhana. So if the one develop the jhana in the lowest level, not very strong, but still considers as the jhana, he will be reborn in the first realm. This is considered as the lowest stage of the 3 first jhana realms. And if someone can promote the qualification of the jhana through the 5 masteries, so we will explain there later. 5 mastery, it is the Avajana, Samapajana, Adhitthana, Utthana, and Pacavakkhana. Not only attainment, it becomes powerful by the entering many times and practicing many times. So he will reborn as the minister, Brahma's minister beings. And if he develop for the most powerful stage of the first jhana, he will reborn as the Mahabrahma, or who are the chief of the realm of existence in the same layer of the first jhana realms. In the same ways, the second jhana, third jhana are also divided into 3 classes according to the power of their concentration and their jhana quality. Okay, here the minor lustre, infinite lustre, and radiant lustre. And they are called in Pāļi, Pritapa, Apamanava, Abhasara, like this. But okay, it will be complicated, and you can, if you want to know about the Pāļi name, and you can read in the table, putting together English translation and Pāļi, and you can check. So in this teaching, I will just explain about the nature, not emphasizing in the Pāļi words for the name. So if we follow the name, it will be confusing. Okay, so for the third jhana plane, also divided into 3. And if someone develop jhana in Abhidhamma, so in Abhidhamma, there are 5 jhana. Jhana are divided into 5 types. So first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, and fifth jhana. But in the sutta, it always mentioned about the 4 jhana. There's no fifth jhana in the sutta system. What is the reason that between these two, a difference between these 2 systems? Is that in Abhidhamma, second jhana overcomes, or second jhana transcends only 1 jhana fetter of vitakka, initial application, it abandoned. And the third jhana, in the stage of third jhana, it abandoned the vichara, the sustained application, which is the lower jhana fetter, to become the highest stage. Then in the sutta system, the second jhana, in the second jhana stage, 2 fetters of vitakka and vichara are collectively transcended. That's why this becomes the difference. So according to Abhidhamma method, if someone attained the second jhana and third jhana, but this is similar to the second jhana only in the Sutta system. So if he attained that level, he will reborn in the second jhana realm of existence. So according to Abhidhamma system, if someone attained the fourth jhana, he will reborn in the third jhana plane. And if someone attained the fifth jhana, then he will reborn in the fourth jhana plane. So there's no fifth jhana plane of existence. So this plane of existence, classification of plane of existence, equivalent to the Sutta system. So for the Sutta, easy to say. If someone attained the first jhana, he will reborn first jhana, and if attained second jhana, he will reborn in second jhana realms. But because now we are studying Abhidhamma, we should not put aside the Abhidhamma system. So we have to know the Abhidhamma system also. So, okay, if someone attained the fifth jhana, highest one, according to Abhidhamma, and the fourth jhana in Sutta system, the highest one. And if he is sort of an ordinary person or sort of Panasakadagami, he will reborn in the realms of great reward. So the realms of great reward, the fourth jhana. And if he is sort of, he is ordinary person, Puthujjana, and before he died, he developed a type of idea, one kind of idea, and this due to the mentalities, there arise so many problems in the life. It's focusing on the disgusting of the mentality. He hates to have the mentality because mentality causes many problems. It attached to something. It gets angry like this. And that's why focusing on the fault of the mentality, he keep that perception inside and develop the jhana power. Then in combination with the jhana power and that disgusting perception of their mentality, he developed the power to be reborn in the non-percipient being, asanya satta. Due to that specific powers, he reborn in the asanya satta to be a types of being, only the process of maturity, because he kept the perception of for the discussion of the mentality. So no mentality at all in their life. The power is produced by the jhana. Then for one who developed the attainment of enlightenment up to the anagami Metta, attainment after attainment of anagami Metta, he become an anagami palatana individual, and he reborn in the pure abode, one of the pure abode, Suddhavasa. So this is the place. These are the name of Suddhavasa. We Aviha, Attapa, Suddhasa, Suddhasi, Agnita. Okay, so four pure abodes are considered as the lowest to highest. Highest one is Agnita. Depends on the qualification of Indriya. So you may heard about the Indriya, 5 Indriya, Sattindriya. So Sattindriya, if someone have the very among the 5 faculties, the Satta, confidence is strongest one. He will reborn in the Aviha, Satta. Among the 5 faculties, Viriya is the strongest one. He reborn in the Attapa, like this. Aviha, Attapa. And Viriya as Sattindri, Suddhasa. Samadhindri, Suddhasi. And if someone, the Paññādhikālaṅkāra, the wisdom faculty is strongest one, he directly reborn in the highest realm of existence, although they are the same level of anagami and attain the jhana up to the 5th jhana level. But they they can be reborn in different realm of existence according to their power of faculties. So the faculties, the power of faculty make difference. And these are pure abode, only the place of 3 individuals, highest individuals. Okay, this is the short introduction for the Rupavajara, 16 Rupavajara Bhumi. So each jhana of 3, first, second, and third jhana have the 3 realm of existence. So altogether 9. And here in the 4th jhana realm, it consists of the 7 realm of existence. So altogether 16 planes for the 5 material sphere. Okay, let's move on the immaterial sphere. Okay, so in order to understand the name of the realm of infinite space, we have to explain a little bit about the practice. So after jhana, which is called the 4th jhana, it doesn't make any difference, okay? And after this attainment, the meditator consider and try to practice for more attainment. And he need to practice the infinite space. Practice the concentration on the infinite space. If infinite space means, at the beginning, the meditator practice the kasina meditation. If you will meditate, and you will heard about that, there are 40 types of meditation. And the last chapter mentioned all 40 types of meditation here. And making one kasina round and focusing on that, and concentration level come to increase and attain the dharana. That is called the kasina meditation practice. And for the meditator, one who practices the kasina meditation, which is called Paṭipaka nimitta, the meditation sign, it just appear in the mind and bright. And so that object is called the Paṭipaka nimitta. Taking that object, the meditator develop his concentration up to the 4th jhana. So like this, after attainment of the highest jhana and not paying attention to that counterpart sign of Paṭipaka nimitta, then instead of that object, it becomes space, because not paying attention on that, going beyond that. Touch to the meditator's mind, touch to the space. That is called infinite space. Because I don't want to mix up with the infinite space with the normal space. So you may consider if we see up and we don't see any limitation, and then we see that is infinite space. Actually, it is not the infinite space in the meditation. So for the meditator, he does not need to open the eye to see the space. Just close the eye and focusing on the nimitta, meditation sign, Paṭipaka nimitta, which is obtained through the practice of kasina meditation. Then, after that, there are also no more paying attention on that counterpart sign of Paṭipaka nimitta. Then touch to the infinite space, which is called akasa, ananta akasa. Ananta akasa. So then focusing on that akasa, ananta akasa, infinite space, the meditator develop his concentration level up to the immaterial sphere jhana. That is the first attainment of immaterial practice. Space is concept. That is why it is not materiality. Based upon the concept of infinite space, up to the immaterial sphere. And second time, focusing on the first immaterial jhana, which take the infinite space. So the first immaterial jhana consciousness become the object of second one. So in this way, the second type of immaterial sphere jhana is called the infinite, the jhana which take the object of the infinite consciousness. That infinite consciousness, because why we can say, we can name it infinite consciousness, is it can take the infinite space as its object. That's why the second and the first immaterial jhana is named as immaterial jhana consciousness is named as the infinite consciousness. Then taking infinite consciousness as its object, the meditator attains the second jhana, immaterial jhana. At that time, it is called the infinite consciousness jhana, viññāna jayatana. Then focusing on the infinite consciousness, not paying attention on the arising and the static phase, and just focus on the dissolution phases. After that, after dissolution, no more remaining. There, no more remaining is the concept of nothingness. This is also a kind of concept. Focusing on the concept of nothingness, one attains the third jhana of immaterial practice. This is called the realm of nothingness. And for the fourth jhana, to attain the fourth jhana, one have to pay attention on the third jhana consciousness. Because here, the third jhana consciousness is focusing on the nothingness, very smooth one. Whole concept, also nothingness. Then the fourth jhana becomes a very smooth, the perception. Very smooth and very fine. That is why it is considered as neither perception nor non-perception. Here it should be neither perception nor, we should put here nor, non-perception. So neither perception mere sound perception, there is no sound perception, rough perception, because very smooth, and non-perception, because still have the very subtle perception remaining, because perception is one of the universal mental factors. And we will know when we study about the mental factors. So there's no consciousness without perception. That's why there must be perception. But although we can say still have the perception, it is very subtle, very smooth. That's why the highest jhana is named as the realm of neither perception nor non-perception. Yeah. Okay. These are four immaterial plane of existence, but in these stages, as a beginner, it will be a little bit complicated, not easy to understand, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about that, and you just need to keep in mind and just need to repeat to listen what is that. And later, after studying for some explanation about the consciousness and mental factor, you will learn about this. You will have more understanding in connection with it. And later understanding, because as I said, in Abhidhamma study, you need to develop your patience. At the beginning, we explain, but you don't understand. Okay, we already know that you cannot understand all, but for the introduction and for the supported knowledge to the later explanation, we explain that. Okay, so now after attainment of the fourth jhana, four types of immaterial jhana, and they were reborn in the four immaterial realm of existence, which is called Arupavajara Bhumi. There, as a being, only belong to only the process of mentality, no materiality at all. Okay. Let's go. Here, all the page number I refer in this slide are reference to the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma, and you can go and check and read more information. Okay, so in this case, as I mentioned in the realm of existence and class of being, so we can classify three types of beings, living beings. And the first one is Ekavakara, second one Chatuvakara, and third one Panchavakara. So Eka is one, Chatu is 4, and Pancha is 5 in Pāļi. That's why the beings belong with the single aggregate, or one type of aggregate only, is the Asanya Satta, materiality aggregate only. And Chatuakara belong to their immaterial sphere realms, because they don't have any materialities, so they just belong to the only 4 mentalities, aggregates of mentality. But aggregate of mentality, they never arise separately. There, Vedana Khanda, the mental factors of feeling, Sanya Khanda, mental factor of perception, and Sankhara Khanda, the remaining mental factors of 15 mental factors, because they are mental factors, and Vijnana Khanda, consciousness. So consciousness and mental factor arise together always, whenever they arise. That's why we don't have the three aggregate beings. So if one arises by the absence of mentality, only belong to only one aggregate, ekavokara. By the absence of materiality, become the chatuokara. So if complete, the beings have the complete process of mentality and materiality. That type of being is considered as the panchavokara, because it has the complete 5 aggregates, panchavokara. Here, okara refers to the aggregates. Okara, same as the khanda. So pancha khanda and panchavokara same. Ekavokara, ekakhanda being same. So if we divide as 31 plane of existence according to the type of beings, so ekavokara, only one asanya satta ram, only one rams. Chatuokara, 4 rams of arupavajana, and panchavokara, 26. So as a human being, we have the 5 aggregates, we understand, and also Peta around us and Deva around us. Although we cannot see, we have to understand they are the beings of the complete 5 aggregates. They have materiality aggregate also. Although we don't see them, they belong to the materiality aggregates. And this is the classification of being according to the aggregates they belong to. Then, okay, let me introduce about the individual, Pukkala. So there are 12 types of individual. 12 types of individual, because the individual is composed of the mental process and material process. On the other hand, 5 aggregates. So although Abhidhamma does not emphasize on the individual most, we have to study about the individual too. Here, the individual 2 class. The first class is ordinary person or the worldling individuals, which is called Putujana. So 4 Putujana and noble person, Atta Ariya Pukkala, noble person 8. So become 12 individuals. Okay, let's start from the beginning. The Putujana, 4 Putujana, from the lowest to highest. The lowest one, Dukkati Ahituka. So as I said, the classification of the Dukkati and Sukkati will be connected to the classification of the individual. So here, for those who reborn in the woeful state, they are regarded as the Dukkati individual. And those reborn in their other realm of existence, except their apaya, woeful state, they are regarded as the Sukkati. So here, rootless individuals are divided into 2 classes, Dukkati Ahituka and Sukkati Ahituka. So rootless is Ahituka. So in the classification of individual, we have to keep some more information about the roots, which is called Hetu. This is a very popular word, Hetu Pachayo, like this. So there are 6 Hetu, or on the other hand, we can say there's 6 mental factors regarded as hetu. Hetu is roots. They can perform the function of being the roots of mentalities and also materialities. So they are lobha, dosa, moha. And beautiful side are lobha, are dosa, are moha. So greed, hatred, delusion, and also non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. In this sixth rule, three former rules of lobha, dosa, moha are regarded as unwholesome rules. And the remaining three, non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion, they are regarded as the beautiful roots other than wholesome, because they are connected to the resultant and functional also, not only to the wholesome. So we call their unwholesome three roots and beautiful three roots. So it becomes the 6 types of roots. According to the nature, the roots in two groups cannot arise together. They arise in only one side, because the nature of unwholesome and the nature of beautiful cannot be mixed up according to their nature. So when unwholesome arises, there is no beautiful. When the beautiful arises, also no unwholesome. So, and in this case, all the individuals are regarded according to their mind moment. So mind moment of the first moment of life, which is called Paṭisandhi. So that Paṭisandhi is regarded as the resultant class of consciousness. So resultant is not unwholesome. That is why here we refer to the roots or rootless, referring to the beautiful one. So, and now we consider the akusala. If one, the individual at the moment of Paṭisandhi, their mental factors of roots consist. It is called the sahetuka individual, the individual with roots. And by the absence of roots at the moment of Paṭisandhi, he is regarded as the rootless individual. There's no roots at all. This is how we classify the sahetuka and ahetuka. So ahetuka is translated as the rootless. Here, dukkati ahetuka, woeful, rootless individual. And they are the beings in the woeful state. All beings in the woeful state are regarded as the dukkati ahetuka putujana, the lowest individual among the 12. Then, for those who reborn in the human realm and the first Deva realm or Chatu Maharajika, Deva also, it can be the blissful individual but rootless. So because the root is absent, they are weak in any case. And we will explain how they weak. And also here, and the third types of Putujana who have the double rooted. There are 3 beautiful roots. Among the 3 beautiful roots are Lobha, Dosa, and Amoha. They are Amoha, same as their wisdom. Wisdom, Paññā. Amoha and wisdom, Paññā, the same. That's why sometimes by the absence of wisdom, one can belong 2 roots at the moment of Paṭisandhi, Alobha and Adosa. But Alobha and Adosa never arise separately. They arise always together. That is why we only have the double-rooted individual and we don't have any single-rooted individual. So you may see here, rootless to double-rooted directly, not single-rooted. Because Alobha and Adosa always arise together. Okay, so if the individual belong to the 3 roots, including the Amoha or wisdom, so it becomes the completed triple-rooted individual. So here among the 4 ordinary person, the triple-rooted individual is highest one. If he practice, he can attain the jhana, and also he can attain the mega up to the level of arhat, according to the way of practice and the potency of the paramita. He can attain up to the level of arhatship for the triple-rooted individual. So here for the double-rooted individual, because since the moment of the patisandhi, the first moment, the wisdom does not contain, and the absence of wisdom, by the absence of wisdom, the double-rooted individual, although he or she practice the meditation, cannot attain the jhana, and also cannot attain the enlightenment, mega or phala. This is the difference between 2 double-rooted individual and triple-rooted individual. Okay, so now we got the 4 Putujana worldling person, and let's continue to the noble person. So Atta Ariya Pugala, noble person, are divided into 2 groups. So Sikha, trainees, who are on the way of training because not completed yet. And the last one, Arahat. Arahat is called the Asika. No need to practice anymore. So already accomplished to the reaching to the highest level, they are called Asaka. It does not mean not practicing. It accomplished, no need to practice anymore. So this is called Asika in Pali. So Sika and Asika, or here trainees and Arahat. Okay, if we classify the noble person by way of mega and phala. So here, first Sotapatti mega, Sakadagami mega, Anagami mega, Arhata mega, 4 mega, 4 path knowledge. And Sotapatti phala, fruition. Sakadagami phala, Anagami phala, Arhata phala, 4 fruition. So 4 fruition are the result of the 4 mega. So that is why mega are cause and fruition are result. Mega and phala. So mega considered as a cause is kusala, wholesome. And phala considered as the result. They are called vipaka. After the attainment of mega, accomplishment of the mega practice, then the phala follow. That's why if someone practice the insight meditation, vipassana meditation, and when he's successful, attain the enlightenment, the first level, which is called Sotapatti mega. So in the mental process, in the cognitive process, a mega mind movement arises only one moment, one time, very strong, to eradicate. Performing the eradication of the defilement, one time is enough for the moment. The knowledge become one time. And after one time mega, followed by the fruition. The same types of fruition follow. So after mega, the phala is just arise. Just after the mind moment of mega, the phala moment arises. That is why we refer the virtue of the Dhamma. They are akaliko, the instant production of their benefit or result. No need to wait any time, even one more mind moment, no need to wait. That's why this is wholesome kusala, and it produces its result instantly, immediately. So immediate result, akalika. This case is exactly matched with the virtue of the akalika. Okay, so mega produce the phala. That's why they have the same type, Sotapatti mega and Sotapatti phala. Sakaragami mega and Sakaragami phala. Anagami mega and Anagami phala. Arhata mega and Arhata phala. And that's why at the exact moment of path consciousness, he is called the megatana. After that moment, starting from the first fruition moment is called the Sotapatti Phalatthana until he attained the another mega, the Sakadagami mega. Then, if being a Sotapatti Phalatthana, if he continued to practice Vipassana meditation, and again, he attained the second enlightenment, second time, it is called the Sakadagami mega. The precise moment, mind moment of the first knowledge of one returners is called the Sakadagami Megathana. Just after that, until he attained the Anagami Mega, he is regarded as the Sakadagami Phalatthana. Then continue to the attainment of third times enlightenment and become the Anagami Megathana, and after that, Anagami Phalatthana. Then continue practicing the last time enlightenment of Mega is called the Arhata Megathana. After that, he attained the level of the Arhatship, become Arhat. No need to practice for further attainments, already completed. So this is how we can classify the 12 individuals. So four individuals of the Wardens, Putujana, are recognized as according to their types of the rebirth linking consciousness. If without root, rootless individual. If with two root, double-rooted individual. If with three roots, triple-rooted individual. And the noble person are regarded according to their mind moment of the attainments. Okay, now we get there 12 individuals. Then, okay, let's combine and let's study about to get the individual and plane of existence together, because we have to find that in which realm of existence, what type of individuals can be found. So here, this column mentioned the 12 types of individuals, and these columns bring about their 31 plane of existence. So, okay, let's see from the beginning. From the individual side, the Dukkati Ahituka, as the word Dukkati attached here, we can find only in the woeful state, Apaya. So here, only in the Apaya, we can find the woeful, rootless individual. We cannot find any other human realm or Deva realm, etc. And then we cannot find Dukkati Ahituka individual. Then, for the Sukkati Ahituka individual, we can find in 3 planes of existence. Because it is Sukkati, it must be in any of the Sukkati realms. So starting from Manusa, in the human realms, and also the lowest Deva realm or Chaturmaharajika here. And we classify Deva realm into 2, Chaturmaharajika and the higher 5. Because the difference is here, Sukkati Ahituka, second types of Putujana person can be found in the lower sensual Deva realms. But in the higher sensual Deva realms, we cannot find that types of individual. That's why, in order to make difference, we classify Deva realm into 2. And okay, here, Sukkati Ahituka, we can find even in the Brahma realms. So Brahma realms are blissful planes, Sukkati. But here, the Asanya Satta, all the materialities are regarded as Ahituka, because the materiality cannot come with the mentality of the roots. So only materiality group, there's no Lobha, Dosa, Moha, Alobha, Adosa, Amoha. Those are regarded as the roots. That's why these types of individual of Brahma, Asanya Satta Brahma, are also regarded as rootless individuals, because by the absence of roots. Then we get the second Putujana, Sukkati Ahituka individual in 3 realms of existence. And Manusa, human realm, and Chaturmaharajika and Asanyasata. Then for double-rooted individual, so we can find starting from the Manusa and here all Deva realms. So altogether we can say that 7 blissful plane of sensual sphere. So Manusa and 6 Deva realms. Altogether 7 realms. So in Brahma realm, there is no double-rooted individual, only triple-rooted in Brahma realms. Okay, so here let's see the Tihetuka, triple-rooted individual, can be found in many plane of existence. Many plane of existence. So here, Apaya cannot be found, and also Asanyasata, because Asanyasata only materiality process, and one type can be found. And also in the Sudhavasa, because Sudhavasa, as you know, the place for the 3 highest noble person, not the place for the ordinary person. That's why we cannot find a triple-rooted ordinary person in the Sudhavasa realm. But the triple-rooted individual can be found in the Arupa realm also. Okay, so let's continue to the noble person. So Sattapati mega person making different from the other noble person. He can find only the Manusa, Deva, and Brahma realms, but still cannot found in the Asanyasata and Sudhavasa the same reason, due to the same reason with the triple-rooted individual. And here, absent is come here. The different comes here. Sattapati Megatana individual cannot be found in the Arupa realms, because the beings after being born in the Arupa realm of existence as a Putujana, they cannot attain the first times of enlightenment there. Because by the absent, there is no opportunity to be appear there, the self-enlightened individual, which those are called the Sammasambuddha and Pacceka Buddha. So Sammasambuddha and Pacceka Buddha can appear only in the human realm of existence, no in Deva realm and no in Brahma realm. That's why in the Arupa realm, there is no possibility for the self-enlightenment beings or Sammasambuddha or Pacceka Buddha. The other types of the disciple noble person, which is called Sāvaka, they need the guidance through the listening of Dhamma from the others. Even the Venerable Sariputta, as a type of the Sāvaka disciple, he need to listen to attain the enlightenment. He needed the guidance of the Venerable Asaji, his teacher. When his teacher recited only two sentences in the stanza, the Venerable Sariputta could attain the enlightenment. But without any hearing, although he practiced many years, he cannot attain the enlightenment, because this is the nature of the disciple noble person. So here we have to understand the first types of noble person, which is called Sattapati Mega, cannot arise in the Arupa realms, and the absence of the listening the Dhamma, the potency to listen the Dhamma, because they only have the mentalities. They does not have any materiality. So the voice is materiality, and it touches to the ear sensitivity, which is called another materiality. Then we understand the meaning. That's why the being in the Arupa realm of existence, Brahma, they cannot listen. And also they cannot attain the first mega at the realm of existence. That's why if there's Putujana born in that plane of existence, he has to die as a Putujana without attainment. But the difference is, if noble person, like here, a Sattapati Palatana can be reborn there. If noble person reborn in the Arupa realm of existence, because already learned about the nature of mentality and materiality as a anicca, dukkha, anatta, already understand, already remember. And that's why he can continue practicing vipassana meditation in the realm of existence and attain the higher Magga and Phala. That's why the higher noble person can be found Arupa realms, but the past Magga person cannot be found. Okay, so in this way, the other higher noble person can be found the same area or the realm of existence, and the difference comes at the stage of Anagami Phalatthana. So Anagami Phala individual have the extra one of the Suddhavasa. And the other realm of existence, we can find the Anagami Phalatthana, because in the human realm, a person being born as a triple-rooted individual, after practicing vipassana meditation, he attained the first enlightenment, second enlightenment, and third enlightenment, become the Anagami Phalatthana. That's why we can find in other realm of existence also Anagami Phalatthana, and also Arhata Phalatthana, Arhat. It does not mean Arhat will be reborn this realm of existence. Because the Arhat will not be reborn in any plane of existence after this life, after death in this life. So this is called the final Prinibbana. But still we can find Arhat here in the human realm. We can find the Arhat Bhikkhu or Arhat Deva. So except the Abhaya and Asanya Saddha, we cannot find in this realm of existence Arhat, and we can find the other realm of existence Arhats. Okay, so now let's see according to the realm of existence. So in the Abhaya realm of existence, we can find only one type of individual, of the lowest one, Dugati Ahituka. There is no noble person in Arhat. So don't believe if someone, if the animal or people practice meditation and attain the enlightenment, it is impossible. And for the Manusa, only lowest one absent, the others can be found. So Manusa can be blissful, rootless individual who blind born or something like this. By the absence of roots, considered as the disciple or something. And also the same number of individuals here to the Chaturmaharajika. So 11 individuals can be found in two realms of existence, Manusa and Chaturmaharajika. And for the highest realm, the absent, there are Sukati Ahituka absent, so only 10. Then for the, we classify according to the jhana. So first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and the one we have Phala of the full jhana are the same. So 9 individuals. Because starting from the triple-rooted Putujana and the others are noble person. So 9 individuals. After that, Asanya Saddha, only one type of blissful, rootless individual found. Then Suddhavasa, only 3, highest 3. And in Arupa, so we get the number 8. 8 individual. So here, because the difference makes due to the Megathana, Sotappati Megathana is absent. So in this way, we can understand which type of individual can be found in specific realm of existence. And also, in the realm of existence, how many types of individual can be possible? We can understand. This is the way how we understand about the individuals and plane of existence. Okay, so still we have another, but I think this is the time to stop explanation and continue to the discussion. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw, for your lesson. We are beginning the question and answer session now. So if you have any questions,